So your sports background, you're like I said, volleyball player. So I looked at your stats. You have played 57 matches, 189 sets played, 48 solo blocks, 79 total blocks, and you're top 10 in kills, assists, aces, digs, and points. That's a pretty impressive record.
I didn't even know all this.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. So what got you into volleyball originally? Just kind of one of the sports and all your friends were doing it and hopped in, or?
It's actually kind of like crazy. I like did softball and track like all through middle school, high school.
Yeah.
And then when I transferred high schools to my private school, it was really small. So I was like, I'm gonna try everything here.
Yeah.
So I tried out for every sport, and I picked what I wanted to play.
Sure.
So I actually started playing volleyball my senior year of high school.
Wow.
So, and then I got like recruited from the coach at Penn Station at the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, sure, what the heck?
Yeah.
Like I wanted to play a sport in college, but I kind of wanted to go down south, and I wanted to play softball. But then I had a bunch of like family members get sick and stuff like
Sure.
that. So I was like, I need to stay close to home.
Yeah.
So then Penn Station Ingo reached out, and I was like, let's do it.
Yeah. So it's a pretty new team.
Mhm.
How long? Do you know how long the volleyball team's been around? It's only been a few years.
Yeah. I don't think it's been much longer than I've been there.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely relatively new.
And how are you seeing? You've played for a couple years now. How have you seen the team kind of progress? Are you seeing like the build of the volleyball team kind of grow into a competitive team, or?
I think we definitely have like a great like audience. Like our fan base is great. Like they're very supportive, and as you saw with like our cross country team coming, like the Shenango Valley loves like helping out.
Yeah.
So I think our fan base is amazing. As for the volleyball team, we're starting from scratch this year. It's like basically a new team, new coach, new staffing, like everything like that. So
Wow.
the years that I've played obviously aren't gonna look the same because everything's different. I think I'm the only thing that's been here.
One consistent. Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. So how'd you guys do this season overall?
Well, that's
Yeah.
a little sore subject.
Well, like you said, you guys are brand new, just getting off the ground.
Yeah, well, we started with a decent roster, and
Sure.
then we had like 4 injuries, and
Oh
then
my
we
goodness.
had like a few people quit, and so we were down to 6.
Oh wow.
And if you know volleyball, you need 6 people to play.
Yeah.
So everybody was really worn out.
Sure.
And just everybody started feeling the pain a little bit,
Yeah.
and we just got overworked, and I think it was frustrating going into a match being so understaffed, like undermanned.
Sure.
And then going into a fight against a team 4 times our size.
Yeah.
So I think we were definitely getting like deflated. Our
Sure.
Eagles were not so great this year, but I think we're optimistic for this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah,
like,
Penn
new
State.
coach, new start. So.
Yeah, Penn State athletics. It's relatively new to the Shenango campus, but as a whole, they're really starting to take off and really starting to climb. And you're right. I think it's exciting too. A lot of people in the community get very excited for these Shenango athletics. So that's super exciting. So you said you thought about going south, thought about going to warmer weather. Family kind of kept you up here, but you're an Ohio person, picking a Mercer County, a Pennsylvania school. What kind of made you choose Penn State over, some of the other schools in the area?
Well, my dad's not too happy that I picked Penn State over Ohio State because my family is Ohio State through and through. So I was gonna go to like the Ohio State Mansfield, and I was really into like ecology and like zoology and anything to do with nature and animals. But then I saw the long list of degrees and classes I had to take, and I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Maybe not. That's not for me. And then I watched too much Criminal Minds, and I was like, yes, I need to be that.
Yeah. So that takes me. You got this education. You're looking at criminal justice. I saw that you're kind of interested in maybe criminal psych or a profiler, FBI. What kind of led you to that career path? Just watching all those true crime documentaries. And...
Yeah. My family has always watched like 24 hours, like like that investigation shows and stuff like that. So I've always been like really into it.
Yeah.
But like something that really got me into it was I had a psychology class and they did studies on like prisons, and like I thought that was really interesting. And then this semester I had like a juvenile justice class.
Yeah.
And like I really enjoy helping people, and I feel like helping like juveniles in trouble, like help them get a better head on their shoulders
Sure.
and get into the right path. Like I think that'd be so like amazing.
That's awesome.
I would love to do something like that. But I also was interested in going like I wanted to go in the Secret Service.
Ooh.
I've had some family go that route and they loved it, and I kind of wanted to get paid to travel.
Sure. Yeah, I don't blame you.
So I thought that would be cool, and then eventually end up in like the FBI realm.
Yeah.
But in the Secret Service, I'd want to be like a negotiator. Because my mom says I'm good at getting what I want. So.
That's pretty impressive. I don't really see it, you know. I get out and I meet with all these students and these like young men and women all over the county, and that's a pretty rare career path.
Everybody looks at me and then they're like, "You wanna do that?" I'm like, okay, I'm stronger than I look. Okay.
Yeah. No, that's fantastic. Now, you know, can you do all your classes through Penn State Shenango? Do you have to transfer at all? Can you?
Yeah, I mean I can, but like they offer some classes that are kind of like multiple campuses from Penn State, so like they'll be online through Penn State
Sure.
Shenango. But like I've had a class where I like zoomed in, and the main campus where they were teaching out of was Beaver.
Okay.
Or it could be New Kensington.
Okay.
So like there's classes out of there that I can be taking, but I'll be taking them online through Shenango.
Okay, so you kind of Shenango's kind of your home campus, and then you can kind of get a degree from all the Penn States.
Yeah.
With Shenango being home base. That's pretty cool.
And I think that's the same with psychology.
Yeah.
I love psychology. So my psychology professor, I love her. I email her like all the time.
I took psychology at Penn State. So I went to Penn State Shenango. I'm a corporate communications major. So I took psych too. It was one of my favorites. I thought it was pretty interesting.
Do you remember who your professor was?
I can't remember her name.
I love Jonine Schuster.
That's who it was. Yes,
her.
she was fantastic.
Hey, people.
Yeah. You know what? I'll give Penn State this shout out. Their professors are just fantastic. They always have, you know, they're real passionate. Yeah, it's one of my favorite campuses by far.
All the staff there really cares for their like students or their players and everything.
Yeah, they do a lot to really help out the students. So that's good. You're enjoying the campus life at Penn State?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I always thought it had a cool little atmosphere. I know it's not a huge campus, but I feel like it's real easy to kind of get plugged in with the students, the staff,
absolutely.
The faculty.
From going from like a big school like Boardman and then going to a smaller private school, like I loved the small school atmosphere, so I knew I wouldn't want to go to a huge college campus.
Yeah. No, I definitely get that. Here's a question for you. So I'm a little bit different. I didn't start college, so I was previous military. I was active duty for a while, got out, kind of tripped on Shenango because I didn't know what I was doing. Walked in there, they just kind of plugged me in. So my experience was a little different, but what would you tell new students checking out Penn State Shenango? What would you tell them on how to enjoy the campus the most? You know, would it be getting involved with clubs and activities? Would it, getting involved with sports? What would kind of be your advice?
Yeah, so I definitely think at Penn State Shenango, since it is a smaller campus, your professors and staff are more likely to listen to you, and you're more likely to make a change and a difference there. So say you wanted to make a club, like it could get approved so much easier than in like a big college.
Sure.
And like same thing with like being like you'll get noticed by our student affairs office, and we do student of the month and we do stuff like that. So I definitely think you get noticed more there, and it's definitely more of a family environment, and with your professors you get like one-on-one teaching, and like your professors want to see you succeed. Like they will help you with whatever. And then we have this thing called like the shark, so there's like people who will tutor you and they'll give you lessons and help you with your papers and stuff. So it's definitely like, since it's a closer knit environment, I think you make better connections that will help you in your future too.
That's how I felt about it too. So I'm a Greenville guy. I'm from this area. So it was really nice just swinging by like a local campus and getting plugged in locally to the community, to local businesses, local students, you know, my peers. So I really enjoyed it. Now the last thing I was super curious about, we spoke about it right before we kind of got rolling, but you enlisted into the Air Force Reserves, which is exciting. So congratulations. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
That's a big step. How do you feel about that? You excited? You nervous? Both?
Both. Yeah.
So what kind of led you to picking the Air Force? Because I'm an Army guy, so I'm a little biased. I like the Army more. I think we're a little bit cooler. But what kind of led to the Air Force pick?
Honestly, I picked Army first. I wanted to follow my dad's footsteps in the Army. Everybody on my dad's side was all in the military. I think my uncle was Marines.
Mm-hmm.
So like I kind of wanted to continue it because I don't have like a blood brother for him to carry it on. So I was like, I want to do this. And I told my dad, I was like, I'm going into the Army. I want to be a sniper. And both of my parents laughed at me. And my dad was like, no. And my mom was like, no. My mom was scared because she said snipers have a high death rate because they get ambushed.
Yeah.
She didn't want me to die. And my dad said, I was in the Army. People go there as a last resort. You're not wasting your brain. Go somewhere else.
Okay,
and
Dad.
I was like, all right.
Yeah.
So I was like, Air Force.
Yeah.
My sister's best friend's in it, and I have like a cousin in it, and they love it. So I was like, let's do it.
I like it. Yeah, well, listen, as an Army sniper, I'll say I never got ambushed. We're pretty hard to catch. I'll give myself props there. But that's cool. You know, Air Force, I always thought they had a better life. You know, we'd like go visit an Air Force base. And I know, I'd go visit an Air Force base and I'd be like, oh, I messed up. I should have went Air Force. Now, I take a lot of pride in the Army, but they do live nice.
Yeah, my dad would always be like, yeah, we get a 10 and they get a 5-star hotel.
That's the truth. That's the truth. So what made you, so you chose Air Force. When do you take off for basic training?
January 16th.
January 16th. So you're going to miss that semester of school?
Yep, and then I'm thinking I will do like summer classes to make up for it. And they also said like they might give you credits for basic training in tech school. That could be like a extracurricular or whatever.
Yeah, they do. I took, so a lot of my basic training, you know, just different things that you did, it counted a lot towards like your gen eds and stuff, which is great because it kind of knocked out, I don't know, I want to say like 20 credits worth of college, which is great because that saves you a lot of money.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is pretty cool. Now, does the Air Force Reserve, do they give you any college benefits? Do you know?
Yeah, so like after I get back, you'll get like tuition assistance.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a certain amount of money they'll give you each semester. But if I serve like active duty, or if I get deployed for a certain amount of time, then I could get the GI Bill, and then I think they pay for like all of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I do get like the in-state tuition because I'm a neighboring state, and then I get that, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, for 1 weekend a month after, I mean, obviously you have basic training, but 1 weekend a month to get a couple grand off your college tuition,
Not too shabby.
That's pretty cool. I did, since I was active duty and then went into the Guard, I will say I did get the GI Bill, and that covers 100% tuition, and it gives you a housing allowance.
Yeah.
And then Pennsylvania National Guard, also if you go to a state school, they also give you like a big chunk of your tuition.
Yeah.
So both those schools combined, I graduated with zero debt. I actually made a pretty good amount of money going to college. It was pretty cool. Wasn't upset about it. That's pretty cool. So
it would be cool to get deployed and go somewhere. I'd be alright with that.
Yeah, I didn't get to do anything super fun. They do a lot of rotations now. Since we're outside of really wartime, we do like I did a couple months in Europe, a couple months in the Middle East, you know, a lot of rotations, but yeah, hopefully get to go do something cool, travel the world a little bit in a nice 5-star hotel with your Air Force. Yeah. What was the job you decided to go with? Or what are you looking towards?
Yeah, so I'm doing a cybersecurity job in the Air Force. I had like my score on the test was pretty good, so they told me that I really had like any option at my base. and I wanted to stay at the Youngstown base.
Yeah.
So I wanted to stay close to home. So, yeah, I kind of just picked that one because I thought it would be good to further, like, with my other career plans.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do the security, like, forces there, like our police, because people don't like them.
You're not wrong.
I was like, I don't know if I want to be a cop right now.
That's hilarious. So we talked about kind of your sports right now, kind of your career goals. Now, when you look long term, you know, is this like an area you consider staying in, at least in our, you know, our region? What do you think, like, long term, where you want to end up?
I definitely am, like, interested in staying in the Air Force pretty long.
Yeah.
There's definitely, like, great benefits of being there for they tell you stay for 20 years.
Yeah.
But, like, I mean, I don't know, it's ultimately where God takes me.
Yeah, no, 100%. I keep thinking I'm gonna get out. I do like a 4-year stint, and then I'm like, all right, this is gonna be it. And now I'm at 10 years, and I'm like, well, what's another 10?
Yeah.
I'm halfway done. So that's cool. Well, hopefully you can kind of stay. You get plugged in with a good career. You kind of stay in this Ohio, Pennsylvania region.
Right.
You know, kind of keep all of our people here. But that's a pretty exciting career path. A lot going on. We're excited to have you come out today. You know, and hopefully we can kind of keep you in Mercer County, get you to stay around here, get you plugged in with a good job and good community. But no, thanks for coming out today. You know, we just want to do a quick little podcast, kind of talk about some stuff that's going on. And yeah, we're grateful you came out and joined us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.